Did you know that there is a capital city that was designed to house millions of people, but it is now nearly empty? And that the United States squandered $17 billion on a megaproject that was never used and is still completely useless today? Today, we will look at 5 of the world's most useless megaprojects. Before we go any further, please like this video and subscribe to Lux Look 365. Comment below with your thoughts on these megaprojects. Number 5. Interstate H3 Hawaii. In Hawaii, behold the awe-inspiring Interstate H3, a 26-kilometer highway that's as breathtaking as it is controversial. Proposed in 1960 for defense reasons, it faced fierce opposition due to environmental concerns and worries about urbanization. After a 26-year delay and exemptions from environmental rules, construction finally kicked off in 1989. Concluding in 1997. This engineering marvel cuts through rugged terrain, featuring high-tech tunnels and viaducts to protect the local ecosystem. Despite its staggering $1.3 billion price tag, about $50 million per kilometer, critics label it a road to nowhere since its original military purpose is obsolete, and many native Hawaiians consider it cursed due to cultural site destruction. Despite being a megaproject success, not all indigenous populations support it. Number 4. Theodat Real Central Airport, Spain. Spain's Theodat Real Central Airport, designed to cater to tourists, fell short of expectations. It aimed to ease congestion at Madrid's main airport, but ended up 200 kilometers away. Despite a massive runway and capacity for 2 million passengers, compared to Madrid's 70 million, it struggled to attract major airlines. Within a year, it was reduced to one small-time airline, accumulating a $350 million debt. The airport went into receivership, faced multiple auctions, and finally found a lifeline during the pandemic when it became a parking lot for planes. But its future as a functional airport remains uncertain once the pandemic subsides, leaving it essentially useless for travelers. Number 3. Napod Myanmar. Myanmar's new capital, Napod, emerged as a mysterious megaproject, but it still struggles to attract residents. Built rapidly and at a cost of $4 billion, it boasts a 20-lane expressway, luxury hotels, golf courses, and even replicas of iconic structures. However, it lacks a significant population due to inadequate healthcare, education, and economic opportunities. This has earned it the title of a ghost town. The grand 20-lane road is often empty, the airport handles few passengers, and even shopping malls and hotel lobbies remain sparsely frequented. Despite its desolation, Napod holds promise as a future metropolis, but for now, it's one of the world's most peculiar and largely inaccessible capitals. Number 2. Forest City, Malaysia. We talked about an apparent ghost city, and the next project on our list is a green futuristic smart city, built on 4 artificial islands made of reclaimed land and based on an artificial forest ecosystem. The location of Forest City makes it an appealing bet for investors. Hoping to profit from its proximity to Singapore, an independent city-state, Singapore is the world's second busiest port and a thriving economy. The second link bridge has already connected Forest City and Singapore, decreasing the trip between the cities to just 20 minutes. Forest City will also have its own custom facility, which would allow residents to easily transit to and from Singapore. Several green innovations are believed to be included in the design. Forest City will have green rooftops and vertical gardens, creating a jungle-like setting. The city streets will be multi-layered, with the lower layer dedicated to traffic and parking and the upper layer dedicated to parks, sports facilities, and transportation hubs. The $100 billion city will be completed operational and powered exclusively by renewable energy by 2035. One of the 4 projected islands is nearly finished, with 50 apartment structures, golf courses, swimming pools, and beaches. However, this incredibly ambitious undertaking is not without challenges. A slew of economic and political roadblocks are already impeding its progress. Chinese citizens essentially have free access to the city during the first few years of construction because China is the project's main sponsor. As a result, wealthy Chinese investors who couldn't afford the skyrocketing rates of flats in China flocked to Forest City. Because of Malaysia's movement control order, no new investors may enter the country. Because of the uncertainty, many existing investors withdrew from the project. So by the beginning of 2020, less than 500 people were actually living in the residential developments, which is a small number given that Forest City is meant for 700,000 people. Since then, the project has been in flux, with some salespeople saying that fewer than 10 homes have been sold at Forest City since the start of the coronavirus outbreak. Furthermore, Country Garden laid off nearly 1,000 Malaysian workers in the last year, indicating the project's dramatic decline. Forest City was undoubtedly too ambitious to begin with, too far in the future to completely realize, and too politically challenging to succeed anytime soon. Despite the billions of dollars invested, it is safe to say that Forest City is currently a dormant megaproject. Number 1. Yuka Mountain Nuclear Waste Repository. This list will be concluded with a megaproject proposed in response to a critical global issue. Nuclear waste is not discussed as often as other environmental issues. However, if not properly stored, it can be deadlier than anything seen since the dawn of mankind. Currently, nuclear waste is stored above ground near the power stations from where it originated. However, the scientific community agrees that burying this dangerous waste far underground is the most secure and long-term option. In the 1980s, US officials set out to find a permanent solution to the country's expanding trash problem. Yuka Mountain in Nevada was regarded as the best viable choice in 1987. It was adjacent to the most heavily utilized nuclear testing site in the United States, but far from any population areas. The concept was to store garbage from around the country in a tunnel complex 300 meters beneath Yuka Mountain. Yuka Mountain is composed of volcanic ash that developed millions of years ago. In addition to its remote position, it enables Yuka Mountain to absorb any radioactive waste without collapsing or cracking. On paper, Yuka Mountain seemed like an ideal location for a repository, but Nevadans had none of it. There are approximately 100 operational and closed nuclear reactor facilities in the United States. However, none are in Nevada. As a result, congressional lawmakers and the general public were vehemently opposed to being the country's sole nuclear dumping site. Furthermore, the official hydrological and geological assessment of Yuka Mountain have been called into question. Opponents said that the site was unsuitable for a repository because it could contaminate a local water source. So, what are your thoughts on these mega projects? Do you believe any of them will be beneficial in the future? Let us know in the comments section. If you'd want to learn more about similar initiatives, check out our movie, The Biggest Mega Projects Never Finished. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.